Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Look, let's get straight to the point. It has been messy as hell, but the team have actually provided an update that's actually quite interesting. So I want to make something absolutely clear. I have been enjoying TDUSC. I didn't expect to be enjoying it based on my initial playing because of the fact that I ultimately got burnt out trying to get in the damn game. But as I found playing through the game, as much as I feel there's some core fundamental things for Test Drive missing, I have been having a pretty damn good time with this game. But we cannot ignore the fatal flaws, and the absolute biggest flaw is this damn always online, which may be changing. So the communication has been spotty. A lot of times they say they're doing maintenance, they don't even tell us when it's finished, and basically we don't know what's really changed. A lot of the time, nothing really changed, but there have been stabilizing on the server. But I would argue that's maybe a lot of people realizing that they can't get in, getting frustrated, maybe refunding the game, therefore the servers get easier to get in. But we've actually learned a little bit about how these servers are working and that they're not only platform but regional in both capacities. So in PlayStation in the UK and Europe, I'm guessing I was struggling hard, but Europe on PC, I've genuinely had a few issues, but nowhere near compared to what PlayStation was. And Xbox, again, it's gonna be different. Either way, I don't think there's any excuses. You should have had an open beta. They said they used the beta's information to help them. You didn't do a beta properly. We've already discussed this. But they are talking about their compensation. It just went off. Yep. So they are saying that compensation won't just be some credits or some stickers or something within the game. This feels like maybe it was... Yep. Maybe directed at me a little bit because that's what I said. Which I think is good news because I don't think credits in the game or some stickers are really worth it. And they say it's specifically going to be for gold players. At least that's kind of what they're insinuating. Even though there were still server issues with silver players, which I think is frustrating. Like, it should just be, basically, to be honest, everyone. And the best form of compensation they could do is giving people a refund to the value of the full version. Unless they fully refunded, then they got all the money back anyway. But you understand what I mean there. There's also a mention of optimization and graphics, but from what I can see, it seems like there's some insane copium going on. Yes, obviously PC needs some crazy optimization, but they're talking about consoles here. The PS5 and Series S offer two modes, a visual mode and a performance mode. Don't hesitate to experiment with both and decide what suits your gaming experience best. None of them! It's horrendous! I don't even want to touch the PlayStation version of it, but I will for this video, because if it doesn't work right now, 3 PM in the UK, there's a problem. It's disgusting. It needs sorting out. No game on the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X should be running at 1080 60 in performance mode. I do not care. 1440p 60, okay? That would be acceptable. This is not. It's ridiculous. And where are those bloody reflections? Okay, let's just chill a little bit. Just a little bit. Just enough. They have said that... Bro, just looking at the picture of the Bugatti. Mate, the real thing is right behind you. Oh, no, it's over there. It's behind you. But that Alpine. I love this dealership. But they said a new patch is coming, and it's going to have about 300 fixes towards issues that have been on various platforms. And realistically, these fixes are going to be bugs. I've run into some issues where, I don't know, the car bottoms out and flips over and things like that. It's not going to be fixing the fundamental problem. I personally don't really care if my car flip. Haha, funny. Of course, I want those things fixed, but they are not the priority right now because I just want to play the damn game. I mean, I am on PC. It seems pretty fine now for me so far. But one of the large points in this whole thing... Oh, that Bugatti. You know what? The Veyron is meaty. I need to try this thing off. I need to buy one, quite honestly. The fact that I don't have one yet, it's good. Progression, my friends. Progression. They mentioned the first major patch, but most importantly, they're talking about this. Beyond the technical optimization topics that are currently a priority for our teams, we're closely monitoring our feedback on social media, as well as from content creators more broadly. This helps us understand your feedback on the game itself, gameplay, features, balance. Very soon, Alon, who is the creative director of KT Racing, will return with another dev diary to discuss the game's launch and the main points at the heart of the community: optimization, offline mode, balancing, AI, etc. Look, we've seen the AI, right? They're just, sometimes they're really easy, sometimes they're really hard, and I don't think there's an in-between, and it's really confusing, and I don't know why that's the case. But offline mode will be discussed, and honestly, after the Cruise announcement, they don't have a choice in the matter. It can't be a we'll see. It can't be a oh, well, some point in the future if the game is supported for long enough. No, there needs to be an offline patch straight away. The Crew is going to do it. Your main competitor, your French competitor, both games birthed from the ashes of Test Drive Unlimited. If you do not do this, you are insane. And I don't think anyone could say otherwise. Mate, this launch has been one of the most disastrous launches of a game I have ever seen. Only maybe second Concord. Concord got shut down. Okay, the Concord basically just didn't sell. There was a very different... You could get... They had working servers because only about 300 people were playing the game. This... Well, they had about 30,000 and they were struggling to keep the servers up, which is just so crazy. There's so many things that, honestly, I pointed out way before that they should have listened to. And it seems to be a recurring thing within this messy KT Racing. Suggestions go overlooked. Even direct suggestion, direct feedback beforehand, before the game is coming out, before the thing happens, things are ignored, things are rushed, and I feel like we heard about the strikes that are going on and have continued to go on seemingly all year, essentially, for this studio and a few others. It seems like they are wasteful of their employees' talent, their employees' passion, their employees' want. Like, they're clearly recycling people like Microsoft did with Forza Motorsport, and look how that went. It just doesn't work. Again, someone that's in Europe, I understand a little bit more about how the work situation works in terms of contracted employees and things like that. These are things I need to know as a business owner. And I have to say, France is one of the most protective over its citizens, its people. The French will kick up a storm if something is not right. The French farmers spewed poo-poo from the poo-poo truck onto government buildings in protest for the mistreatment of farmers, which is just crazy. I want to spray poo-poo at the government buildings. That sounds fun. Reminds me of Saints Row. I love Saints Row. Rest in peace to my love. Anyway, to not sound like a broken record, I think the difference now between obviously just myself shouting at these developers and saying what needs to be done, they've now got a whole sea of people talking to the developers and explaining what needs to happen. And that is the best thing we have. This is we can make the best of this situation. The thing is, this could go two ways. I want Test Drive to be successful because when they started talking about what's going to be coming in the future and their plans, they really could have this on lock. I enjoy the handling, I enjoy the gameplay. Overall, it's an enjoyable game, but it does miss the mark on quite a few things. It feels a little bit at times kind of like a generic racing game that is maybe trying too hard to be kind of a Horizon or The Crew, when those two games fail themselves to be a test drive game. So why are you copying the games that fail to be a test drive game? You know, there could be a whole bunch of things we talk about, but right now the main important thing is getting the damn game to work for most people. Now, as I said, I'm going to try the PlayStation version of the game because that's going to give my kind of opinion on the fact does this work? Because if it doesn't work today, 3 days after launch, as in the proper launch, not the early launch, it's taking the piss, right? Basically. So let's go from this stunning PC version of the game to the PlayStation one. To the PlayStation version of the game. Wow. 1080p, 1080p. What is going on? The car just looks so weird. I can't comprehend that. What the freaking hell? How the game can look this bad on the PlayStation 5. I was joking about how you need the PlayStation 5 Pro to be able to play this at 1080 60, and you know what? Maybe I ain't joshing. I'm telling you straight, my friends. This is coming from someone that prefers to play on console. Just again, I have more friends here, and ultimately, I can play with more of you guys. And it's just easier. The console experience is just straight up easier. Someone that like likes to tinker and mess around, I don't know what I'm doing. I still feel it. Now, can I just say, the Jaggies in this room are disgusting every time I go in here. But the fact of the matter is, I got straight in this time, so the PlayStation version seems to have stabilized quite a bit. Again, how much of that is from refunds and how much is because people have just stopped playing the game. They kind of burn out of it. I think they jumped the gun massively on the launch, and it very much should have been labeled as an actual early access. It feels like it. It doesn't have the core test drive elements. It has racing, and quite honestly, I get why people would be like, well, what is there to achieve as such? Like, I could get a supercar, but what do we do with the supercar? Put it in this garage and be like, cool. I can't do anything else. So again, right now, my opinion on it, as of considering it's now working pretty stably on PlayStation for me, it's not the evening, it's not American time. I don't know how it fully still is working server-wise. I'm gonna say that it now seems okay. And my actual advice in the previous videos you saw was that I said maybe wait a week. The fact of the matter is it's not a full price game, and so that gives it a little bit of leeway. But maybe wait for the offline patch information, because any surges in players that this game might get in the future from updates and fixes and changes to the game, how do we know that it's not just going to destroy the servers? How do we know that all of a sudden they spent too much money on servers for the actual maintainable players based on the refunding situations? How do we know that they're going to keep these servers up and we're going to be able to play the damn game? They'll probably refund you. Steam wouldn't let them take your money. PlayStation, I'm kidding. No, Concord, everyone get refunds. Everyone get refunds. I think it should be fine. So unless you're extremely excited about this game, I would just kind of hold off a little bit longer. Let's see what they say about this new update and the offline mode and stuff, because you can't refer to the offline mode and then go, no, we're not doing it. That would be insane. Like this video, but this is a good insane. You know what I mean?